Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I'm excited for you to be joining me today. We are going to be playing with a bunch of new makeup that I bought recently, or I got for Christmas, which is so exciting. And obviously I love makeup. I'm obsessed with makeup, so getting new makeup is always so much fun, and I'm excited to try it out with you today on camera. I do want to take a moment to say that I'm praying for everyone in California. If any of you are based in California and are affected by the fires going on right now in LA, I'm so sorry. It's just devastating to see, but please know that my thoughts and prayers are with you and your families. I have a vanilla latte from a local coffee shop near me, and so I'm going to be sipping on this. So grab a cup of coffee for yourself, some snacks, whatever you want, get comfortable. I think this might be a bit chatty and long just because I'm in the mood. I feel like I haven't really, it's been a while since I filmed after the holidays and everything like that. I mean, I know we did our little makeup chores video, but it's different when it's face-to-face to the camera. So I'm excited for you to be here, and let's try these products out. I can't wait. Okay, I know my outfit may look cute from the top down, but I am in fact wearing pajama bottoms. Just because I didn't feel like I had jeans on earlier, and I was like, you know, there's no reason for me to continue wearing these, so I'm gonna change into pajamas. Love it. Okay, so as you can see, my face is kind of freaking out right now. I have used tretinoin for years, like consistently. Well, I guess I shouldn't say consistently, 4 years on and off. But I just, about a month or so ago, I started using it every day consistently. And so my skin is like, what is going on? And then I traveled to Minnesota where it was like super cold, and so my skin is really dry and irritated right now. So because of the tretinoin that I'm using, I'm gonna reapply my moisturizer in the areas where I'm the most dry. I guess not reapply. I use a Cetaphil moisturizer on like a day-to-day basis, but this one is the Youth to the People Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream. I got it as a sample, and I just keep it here in my vanity for these exact situations. So mostly just my T-zone. I try and avoid the tretinoin in my T-zone in general, but because I've been blowing my nose a lot, it's pretty dry around here. And then I am gonna put some under my eyes too. This might be a reoccurring theme of me saying that my skin is dry. It's just that time of the year. Okay, this product I've only used once. None of these are like new to the makeup industry launches per se. They're just new to me, new to my collection, which honestly I prefer. I like to wait a while after things come out before I buy them. And usually I just watch YouTube videos or wait for reviews to come in of the product to get a sense of what it's like before I buy it, to see if it's like worth it for me and my personal makeup or for my kit. But regardless, this is something I got for Christmas. It's the Tower 28 Sunny Days. Their Sunny Days like skin tint, I think. I've only used it once, but I will say that I really enjoyed it when I used it, so we'll see if I have the same thoughts today. I gotta give it a good shake. And I love that it has so much sunscreen in it. It's SPF 30, which is nice. But yeah, I really enjoyed this actually the first time I used it. This is, I love this applicator too. It's a squeezy bottle. But to me, when I used it for the first time, it was pretty matte. Like, it was almost what I was hoping the Fenty Beauty skin tint was gonna be. But I don't know if you've seen any of my other previous videos. I've talked about this before, but the Fenty skin tint isn't something I've like fallen in love with. Just because sometimes it collects in my pores and stuff. But oh, speaking of pores, I forgot. I applied that moisturizer, but before we do the base, I am going to try out this Bare Minerals Prime Time Original Foundation Primer. I also mentioned this in a previous video and all of my declutter videos because it showed my entire collection pretty much. But this is a mini that I got in like a multi-pack of Bare Minerals at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, and we're going to actually use one other thing from that pack as well today. I'm just gonna grab that much. I don't know if that's enough. We'll see. What is this supposed to do? That was probably too much. Apply a thin, even layer all over face and allow to dry. I can do that. So I don't really love this kind of primer. Ugh. I don't like the way it feels. This is very dimethicone-y. Like, I bet dimethicone is at the very top of the ingredient list for this. Like I said, I don't love the way those primers feel, which is why I don't use them very often, but we are gonna let it dry like the instructions said and see what happens. But how are you? How are your holidays? How was your New Year? I so badly wanted to get a video out about New Year's makeup, but it just didn't end up working out with my travel to see my family, which I'm more than okay with. That is definitely something I prioritize more than work or YouTube. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great New Year. Can you believe it's already 2025? That's pretty mind-blowing. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Let me know in the comments what you did over your either work break or school break, wherever you are in your life. But while we wait for that to dry down, I'm actually just going to apply this concealer. So I don't have a super new concealer in my collection, but the newest one in my collection is the Colfi concealer, the Main Match concealer. I have it in the shade Misty Maple, and I really enjoy this. It's very creamy, which is great for, you guessed it, the dry skin I have or the time of year that we're in. So I like this because it is so creamy and it's a really good color for me. But it doesn't have a self-setting quality, so I don't necessarily reach for this if I want my makeup to last all day, you know? But actually I'll apply a little bit more right here. Let's let that dry down, the concealer, while we go in with foundation. I think the primer has set in enough. Okay, I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. Love this thing. And I have the shade Melrose in the skin tint. I didn't mention that earlier. 15 Melrose. It's kind of dark, but I actually prefer that over something being too light. But it works really well on my face. Very neutral color. Yeah, I really liked this the first time I wore it. I kept the Fenty skin tint in my recent declutter, but I'm thinking that this might be replacing that. We'll see. Like I said, I only used this once before, so I still need to spend more time with it to form my full thoughts on it, but I didn't have any issues with this sinking into my skin or anything. So if I'm going to keep a skin tint that's pretty similar in like formula, just kind of basic, a bit more matte, you know, I would want it to be one that I love or one that I tend to reach for more. So I'd rather just have one option in this sort of formula so that it gets used up. Yeah, this is beautiful. I've heard really good reviews around this item, so I was expecting it to be pretty nice, but I'm pretty blown away. Let's get an up close look here. I guess I'll just grab this mirror. Yeah, that sits really well on the skin. I'm not really sure that primer did too much for me, but it hasn't done anything bad, which is obviously a positive. Like, it hasn't negatively affected my makeup, so. All right, let's blend out my concealer now. I'm just gonna use my finger, which is my favorite tool for concealer, specifically under eye concealer. Sometimes I'm in the mood to use a damp sponge for this step, but just didn't wet the sponge before filming and don't really want to get up. The warmth of your finger really does make a difference though with under eye concealer. I have this little sample from a department store that one of the workers so kindly gave me. She gave me like 4 samples of eyeshadow primer. This is the Smashbox one. It's in a matte container, but it's the Smashbox. Don't know the exact name, but I guess I'll link it down below. And I've used this once before too, but don't really know how I feel. So, what eyeshadow primer do you use? I really like the Fenty Beauty one, but it's discontinued now. And in my kit, I have the Lorac Pro eyeshadow primer, which is really good. I should just buy that one for myself, honestly. I have hooded eyes and oily eyelids, so eyeshadow primer really gets put to work on my eyelids. This is the newest product that I literally bought like 2 hours ago. This morning. I don't know if they even make these still, and it was on heavy clearance, and maybe it's because they're discontinuing this line or these eyeshadows. I don't know. It's the Covergirl Eye Enhancer single eyeshadow in the shade 750 Mink, which I remember people talking about this shade a lot back in the day, but look at that. Let's see. Originally it was $5.25 and I got it for 97 cents. There's nothing I love more than a steal of a deal. I'm gonna take my finger again. We're gonna do a very simple eyeshadow look, and I'm just gonna press it on my eyelids. This is what I do most days. I guess most days that I'm wearing eyeshadow, this is what I do. A lot of the time I just don't wear eyeshadow and I'll just put my bronzer and my blush on my eyelids. This is the Moda domed eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna use this, pick up some of that product, and put it in my crease. It's a pretty shade. It's like taupey, has some warmth and kind of like bronzy. I like that. This is definitely a true shimmer. It's not metallic or foiled in any way. Just like a basic kind of, I want to say like an older type of formula, or it's a true shimmer. Doesn't have any creaminess to it like a lot of foiled eyeshadows do now, where they almost feel like cream instead of powder. Yeah, it's not super impactful, but that's a look, you know. It definitely made a difference. There's color there, and like more color in my crease to give me some definition, but it's very natural looking. I like it. What do you think of it? This is the concealer that we took the stopper out of in my last video, the J-Cat Stay Assurance concealer. And I'm going to use this on my spots. The doe foot has gotten all sorts of messy because there's no stopper, but that is all right. It's just standing on my vanity these days, so it's not going anywhere. I've really come to enjoy this concealer. I'm considering getting that J-Cat powder foundation again too, because I was really impressed by that. But I did just get that new Bare Minerals one, which I would have used today if not for my skin being so dry. But like I said, I have a couple of powder foundations in my collection right now, and want to just be intentional about the way I'm spending my money, but more so the way I'm using my makeup and actually using it. Because although I love trying new things, there's definitely a fine balance that you have to find for something like that. And I've been seeing so much like under consumption content in the new year, which is great. Not always be buying new stuff, which I love shopping, so that can be hard for me. But I'm doing my best. This pimple just appeared in the middle of the night. It has to be from my glasses, if that's right where my glasses sit. But I am actually wearing my contacts today, so I can see you. I can actually see you. If I were to wear my glasses today, I probably wouldn't have put any concealer there, just because it would have gotten covered up by my glasses anyway, you know? I always like to tap out my smile lines to make sure there's no collecting product in there, and the line on my chin there, and same with under my eyes. All right, I didn't pull a new bronzer because I don't really have one. I'm considering getting the e.l.f. liquid bronzer, but I don't know. I kind of want to try something else too. I'm not sure what I want. Because this is almost gone, so I have to buy a new one when this runs out. This is really good. It's the Makeup by Mario Self Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. My mom also really loves this product. She's used one up and like has bought another one. But it does, I mean, the pan is impressive, but it's because there's so little product in it, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, I really haven't used it that much, not to where it should be running out by now. Which I know I like rave about mini size makeup because I really enjoy testing products in that way, where I don't buy products that I use every single day. I usually use something different each day, so a smaller size makes sense for me a lot of the time. So I know it's kind of weird for me to be like, oh, I don't think there's enough product in here, but for the price tag, it's like kind of frustrating that it's a lesser amount. So I really like that product, and I probably will end up repurchasing it eventually, but like I said, I kind of want to try something new next. Oh, and this brush I used was the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator Brush. I love it for bronzer, and it's actually, the side is, you know, to like grab the putty thing comes in like a pot that you twist off the lid, and then you like scrape the primer out and then put it on your face. When I flip over here and like use it on my cheek, I kind of use this imprint as like a resting place for my finger, so it works really well for cream bronzer for me. And this brush is more dense, so a more sheer product like this works well with a dense brush, where if I were to use something that had more pigment to it, like that Makeup Revolution one has a lot of pigment to it, I would grab something a bit fluffier, like maybe this, like this Real Techniques contour brush. Speaking of Makeup Revolution, I'm gonna use their highlighter today in the shade Just My Type. It's their highlighter Reloaded, and that doesn't really do much for you because that packaging is all scratched, but this is a really, really beautiful highlight. I think a lot of Makeup Revolution things are underrated. This is the Moda Highlight and Glow brush. Putting a highlighter in your cupid's bow like this pulls it more to the front of your face, so it makes your lips look bigger in theory, if you ever wonder why I do that. I've put highlighter on some of my clients' cupid's bows before, and some people don't like it, so just beware. It might not be your thing, but I enjoy it. Okay, this is a new blush I got off of Amazon. I have one of these already. It's the Juicy Pang Jelly Blusher, and I remember the name of the MAC blush. That it's the MAC Play or MAC Glow Play. So this is a very similar texture to where it's like squishy. It's so satisfying. But this is a new shade. This is the shade BE02, which why can't they just name it a word? But that's okay. The other shade I have in this is it's like a bit more rosy. This one is kind of more warm, and supposedly on the photos online it was kind of almost neutral, but we'll see how it goes on my face. As always, my cheeks look so much more red when I first put blush on than they do when they calm down a bit, just because my face gets red easily with, you know, rubbing primer or whatever on it or touching it. So it'll calm down here a bit, and the color will look different too, which is funny. Here's a swatch of that. Whoo, that's so pretty. This formula is so high-end feeling for such a low price. Man. The other one I have is definitely more red toned. I'm gonna grab that Real Techniques contour brush that I talked about, just because it's a bit more dense than this fluffy one I was using before. Really worked it in there and got more product on the brush, because as we know, I like blush a lot. I am not scared of blush. If I'm doing like a look where I just have to run out the door, I will do concealer and I will do blush. And that's pretty much it. And then I'll put on like a lip gloss or something on, you know, for my purse on the road. But those are my non-negotiables because blush just makes so much a difference for my fair skin. It makes me look so much more awake and alive. All right, that's a beautiful color. I like that a lot. A lot. Pretty. I think I mentioned this last time I talked about this blush, but they have a serum blush that comes in kind of like a nail polish bottle. And I didn't like that. It was too sheer. It kind of skipped on my cheeks. And I just prefer a more pigmented blush that I can manipulate more. Whereas like a sheer serum blush, you end up having to layer it up a bunch and it just takes more time, you know? So that might be something that you prefer over this kind of formula, but I definitely like this one more. I am gonna put on some powder today just because I feel like I need it and want to try this out. This is the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil, which has been around forever. This is another thing I got with that primer. So bear with me while I try and open this stupid thing. I tried for so long one day when I was doing my makeup, and then I was like, I give up. I don't have time for this, but I do in fact have time today, so I will be patient. Oh yes, tweezers for the win. Yes, okay. What a cool design too. You can lock it so none of the powder comes out. Love that. Okay, so I have it open. I'm gonna tap some into the lid. And then I'm gonna take this pinpointed, oh funny, this is a Moda eye contour brush, which someone must have very big eyes for this to be an eye contour. That's hilarious. It couldn't be me. I do not have big eyes. So I am grabbing the powder from the lid, and then I was working it in the lid itself, but just to show you, I just work the powder into the bristles of the brush so that like a big clump doesn't just stamp on my face out of nowhere, you know? This way I have more control of where the product is going on my face. Which is another reason I don't really like powder puffs. I know that's kind of like an unpopular opinion, but they also just grab they just grab a lot of product, which can tend to make makeup look more like makeup and less like skin when you use a lot of it, or when you use more heavy duty layers. Wow, I'm liking this. I rarely wear powder on a day-to-day basis. If I know I have a longer day and want my makeup to last all day, then obviously I'll powder my whole face, but this is beautiful. It's not emphasizing any of my dryness either, which is pretty impressive. My skin is dry, and no one makes my skin extra dry. I want to see what this does on my under eyes. I don't like hardly any powders under my eyes. Tap out those lines again. Yeah, it's fine. Not my favorite. I don't know if you can tell, I just think that this side looks way more natural. Even if I get some concealer collecting my lines, I'll just like check the mirror throughout the day and tap it out. I think this looks way more natural, like the natural luminosity, than a very matte under eye. And because I have oily skin, when I powder my under eyes, like they'll stay this kind of matte finish all day. But I have oily skin, so right here where my T-zone gets the most oily, gets really oily. So it's like a super matte under eye, and then I have a really oily area right here, which just looks weird to me. So that's a big reason why I never powder my under eyes. And powder just makes my under eyes look worse. Just makes them look older. But maybe you don't feel that way. Or you're like watching this and you're like, Rachel, what are you talking about? I'm impressed with that powder. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I mentioned this liner in one of my recent videos. It's the Flower Beauty Cream and Chrome Eyeliner Duo. And I want to use this today. So this is a kohl pencil, which I didn't really know when I bought this. I'm going to do an eyeliner video explaining the different kinds and where to place it on your eyes. And my cousin actually requested that video when I saw her over Christmas, which was so sweet. Hi, Kelsey, if you're watching. I love you. So I'm going to do that, explaining the differences of eyeliner and just kind of eyeliner 101 is probably what I'll end up calling it. But kohl pencils are very good for smudging, but they don't set down. But they are really beautiful if you want a really smudgy look. I'm gonna use this cocoa shade. Any eyeliner, especially in the pencil form, I use my hand to warm it up so that's not pulling as much on my eyelids. And I'm just gonna do like a subtle wing here. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna take a pencil brush. This is a BH Cosmetics number 10 brush. I don't think you can buy this separately. It came in a brush kit, but you can still get the BH Cosmetic brush kits on Makeup Revolution's website. They bought them, I guess. They're actually some of the first brushes I bought outside of Real Techniques brushes. And I've had them for years, so they definitely hold up. No issues with shedding or anything, and I use them on a lot of my clients to this day. I have a set, the brush head is black, and then the barrel on it is rose gold, which I love rose gold. My wedding ring is rose gold. So I usually use that for my clients because it feels very luxe. And I like to have all the brushes matching, you know, in color if I can. Just looks more professional. That is fun. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna take the other side, the copper shade, and put that on my lower lashes. Or my lower lash line, rather. I love this trick. I feel like this makes my eye look so much bigger, but it's still natural looking. And just make sure to not take it too far in, like all the way in here, because then that can make your eyes look closer together and kind of close them off, tricking your eye into thinking that my eyes are bigger. I set my under eyes so that liner will probably hold up fairly well because there's powder under the kohl. But to be sure, I'm going to take that Covergirl Mink shadow again and just go right on top. You can even use your powder bronzer for that step, but I didn't use one today. To finish this eye look off before adding mascara, I'm gonna use my new Covergirl shadow again. Same thing, I got it for 97 cents. It's in the shade 710 Champagne. And this is just like, whoop. This is my ideal inner corner highlight shade. It's like a champagne color or an ivory kind of color. When I do inner corner highlight on brides, it literally pulls the entire look together. Like, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna step away and do my eyebrows. I'm actually gonna film an eyebrow tutorial, so that'll probably be the next video up on my channel. So stay tuned for that, but we're gonna pause here and then I'll come back and finish off this look. I'm back, hello. My eyebrows are done, and I forgot to use one of the most fun products that I got for Christmas. How could I? It's the Etude House Tear Eye Liner. And oh my, how fun is that? I used this the other day as an eyeliner, and it would look good with like a darker smudged eyeliner like we have here, but I think I'm just gonna use it some on my finger and tap it over my eyelid as like a scatter glitter product. I want more. More glitter, please. Pretty much a translucent base with the glitter flecks. That's pretty. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. It's pretty subtle. This is my newest lip liner. It's the Covergirl Outlast Lip Stain in the shade 35 Canyon. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful canyon color. It's like a brownie brick red kind of shade. So let's do it. I guess I didn't necessarily need to use that because my next product is also a lip stain, and I used this once yesterday, like right after I got it in the mail. It's the Peri Para Mood Ink Tints. This one is in the shade something something brown, so I'll put it in the description box. But first of all, this packaging is just, I love K-beauty and Asian beauty. Look at the lid on there. It's like the prettiest packaging ever. So I could have used this all over and it would have stained my lips, but I just like to have more precise, you know, control with that smaller applicator on the Covergirl one. So this color is so fun. Oh my gosh. I like it even more with a lip liner under. Yeah. It smells like some sort of fruit. Can't really put my finger on it, but it smells good. Then I always blot inside my lips so that nothing gets on my teeth. But I feel like that makes my teeth look so white, and it makes my eyes look so blue because blue and red are complementary, or blue and orange are complementary. And that's so pretty. Okay, wow, love that. I think I need more bronzer, so I'm going to use my Ulta Beauty 3-in-1 cheek palette. And I'm going to use the bronzer in here because it's has pretty good pigment on it. And I'm using my Moda blush brush for this. When I have a more dominant color on my lips, I always feel like I need more bronzer on my face. Does anyone else feel that way? Okay, so this palette was on sale the other day and I posted it on my Instagram story with like a link. It was like at least $3 off or something like that. It was a pretty good discount. And they have a little side-by-side of like the old packaging next to the new packaging, and the colors look completely different. And I'm so upset about it. I don't know if it was just, you know, sometimes like the outer packaging of makeup can make the product itself translate in a different way, because this is darker and then the new bottom part here, the new pan, is more of like a tanny cream color. So it could just be that, but I'm very concerned that they changed it. If they didn't change the formula, that's okay. But why would you call it the same shade and then change the colors? They say same great formula, new look or whatever, but the colors look different. I'll pop it up so you can see for yourself and let me know what you think. You know what else I need? I need more blush. I need more blush. I'm gonna use that same blush. Just use that denser brush. I'm also gonna take some of that blush color in my crease. And this is a Moda crease brush, but it's like a fun bedazzled color. This will create a nice mono look. I like this blush, but I think because my lips are more of a true red, brick red color, the warmth of the blush is kind of throwing me off a little bit. So I'm gonna add some of my Clinique Black Honey Pop because she truly is my favorite blush. It's my favorite blush ever. I almost feel incapable of putting it away. Like, I have my makeup baskets here, and I have a very hard time, if I don't have it in my makeup basket, I have a really hard time resisting, like, walking over back there and picking it out and putting it in my basket anyway. But it's one of the, like, I love drugstore makeup, and I think you can find incredible drugstore makeup at not a high price point. And some of it, honestly, I think is better than high-end makeup, but that shade and the formula is so unique that I am willing to spend the money on that, which that's pretty rare for me to say. So, and I think that helped. What do you think? I think, yeah, much better. I just repurchased the Maybelline Sky High in the burgundy shade, which the Sky High formula is a tubing formula, if you didn't know that. They call it a washable formula, but it's tubing. And I think that's one of my favorite mascaras. I really love the Rudy Berry one, but like at the drugstore, that's one of my favorites. I like the e.l.f. Lash and Roll too, but the Sky High is a bit more dramatic than the Lash and Roll one. And they just expanded. I mean, they've had those fun colors, like they have a green color and a blue color in the Maybelline Sky High line. And they originally launched them in Europe, so we couldn't get them here in the States for a long time, and now they're officially on Amazon, like US Amazon. So I bought one. I bought the burgundy shade because I love that shade. So I would be using that today if I weren't so impatient. I couldn't wait to film this video, so I was like, I have to today, and I didn't want to wait for the mascara. So instead I'm going to use my newest mascara in my collection. It's the KVD Beauty Full Sleeve mascara. And it's a 2-big mascara, and the bottle is stunning. It's a mini size, which we all know my opinion on mini makeup. I love it. So this is a black color. I was considering wearing a brown mascara, but because I'm wearing a black turtleneck, this will pull together nicely, I think, with the look. I am over the moon about this lip shade. I think that is the prettiest color ever. It's like red, but orange. Brick red. It's so pretty. Wow. Love. Honestly, I'm not super impressed with that glitter liner. I wish that I were, but I don't love it. Online, the pictures seemed like the color was closer to the cap color, like a deeper tone, but it's pretty much just a champagne glitter. I thought it was gonna be like a taupey champagne glitter. So I might return that. And I kind of feel like the glitter's already falling down. Take this eye contour brush, which is so hilarious to me. I'm just wiping away that glitter. Oh, I'm actually gonna put on a lot of this Morphe setting spray. Specifically when I put powder on, setting sprays help, you know, mesh all that powder and the whole makeup together. So yay! Thank you for being here while I test out new makeup. But yeah, I'm enjoying all of this so far. It's really fun. And like I said before, you will see my brow routine in my next video, I'm pretty sure. So stay tuned for that, and I've got more content coming. I want to film a winter makeup basket and get ready with me, so that'll be fun. Right now my basket is kind of just a mosh pit full of products. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you later. Bye!